Hello and welcome to the Swing Bump Podcast. That was really fast, but that's how I talk. I had some students actually yell at me yesterday, like, Mr. Vossen, you talk too fast. I'm like, I'm sorry. That's just how I roll. And then my advisor said, Mr. Vossen, you talk too fast. The kids aren't gonna be able to keep up with you. Okay, maybe I should take that into account. But this is the Swinging Bump Podcast. Thank you so much for listening to us. Really excited about the show we have today. Haven't had four guys together in a while, so we'll have a little foursome here. We'll talk some baseball, football, maybe a smidge of basketball, Wes. A smidge?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay, we'll talk some basketball. This is our first show since the March Madness, which James and Wes recorded right before the championship. But I didn't get out until 2 weeks later, so my bad. But yeah, I'm really excited for the show. It's been a while. Here we are going into baseball season has started up. The NFL rookie draft is in 2 weeks? A week from this Saturday, I believe, is the first day, right?
I can tell you.
I think it's April 25th.
We've got an NFL mock draft coming to you where we're going to draft who we would draft if we owned those teams. Give you a little bit of MLB power rankings. And of course, who's got trivia this week? James, you?
This guy.
Yep, James is leading the trivia. So Wes, on my screen, just pointed at nobody. All right. So, as always, if you want to listen, you can listen, but I will be posting this episode to YouTube. So if you'd like to see our beautiful faces, you can go there and watch us on YouTube as well. That being said, this is the Swinging Bunt. Enjoy the show. All right, so let's go ahead and start off with a little bit of baseball talk. This has been a pretty interesting week. I don't know that anything super surprising has happened, except for I was super surprised that how quickly people lost. Usually we have some teams go undefeated for a while. We did not have that this season.
Yeah, it was crazy.
People got their losses pretty early on. We do have a no-hitter already.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if a no-hitter happens, it's not rare that no-hitter comes early in the season, while offenses are still getting their stuff figured out.
You can say the same thing about pitchers, though. Pitchers are still
it's
in
true.
command, but
like I feel like it's easier to get lucky. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and he faced a team with a lot of swing and miss guys. So I mean, all credit to Joe Musgrove, former Astro.
Yeah, he had a great game, and it was one hit batter away from a perfect game.
Yeah, stupid.
That's a bummer. I mean, I had when I was in 8th grade, I threw a no hitter where I only hit the first 3 batters, and then I got the rest of the guys out. So, well, that was good times. Biggest surprise for me so far is Boston at 7-3. I mean, I don't think that's going to last, but
But the Reds. That's the Reds is the biggest surprise.
Man. I mean, I don't know. I knew their offense was going to be good, but this good. I mean, almost every game they scored 10 plus runs until the last few, but they have currently scored 69 runs, and they've allowed 46. They have the highest run differential in baseball, 23 runs.
Yeah, I mean, the other team for me was the A's. I mean, starting off 0-6.
Yeah,
that was. I mean, I know they played the Astros.
Oh, the best team in the AL.
That was last year, and they were close to it, James. And who swept them this year? Astros. That's right.
Nice.
Yeah. And then we got beat twice. Yeah.
Any teams that are really sucking that we didn't expect to? Washington's 2-5. Atlanta's 4-6. Yeah. I mean, we're still early on. Every team has played 10 games. Literally every team, except for Arizona's played 12. San Diego played 11. Looks like besides.
I mean,
that.
the Tigers are looking pretty good. I mean, they're 4-6.
They're 4-6.
No. The Royals are one of the only 3 teams to not lose a series this year.
They split.
I thought that was pretty amazing.
All of their series. Yeah, they split them all. Indians are first in their division at 5-4. They're playing right now against the White Sox. Winner of this game will be first in the division. Angels first at 7-3 in the West. We already said Boston's first. Phillies 6-4, first in the NL East. Reds 7-3, first in the NL Central, and Dodgers at 8-2, first in the AL West.
How about Tatis going out for the year?
Already? Was that confirmed?
I'm pretty sure.
I didn't hear that.
I did not know.
I'm pretty sure it's out for the year. I mean, it's like a tendon, I thought. In his shoulder.
Batting practice. No. Team I return versus Dodgers.
Really?
Yeah, this just came out 3 hours ago. No, he's not.
Oh, okay.
Rookie.
He was set to miss large. Most people assumed he was set to miss a large chunk of the 2020 season. After all, it looked incredibly painful. He suffered a partially torn labrum in his left shoulder, but he throws right-handed, correct? Yeah, shortstop.
I mean,
That's not a huge deal. Yes, but I mean, I'm not an MLB level guy, but I partially tore my labrum, and the doctor said it was almost a complete tear, and I played through my senior year. And it hurt, but it mostly just hurt after you were done, not so much while the action is happening. You get what I'm saying?
Could have fooled me that year.
Thanks, Mitch. To be fair, my defense was fine that year, okay, and it definitely didn't affect my hitting. All right, so those
because you didn't hit as many bombs as Tatis.
I did not hit as many bombs as Tatis.
Not as many,
but I didn't hit any fewer than I did the previous year.
This is true. I did that twice.
All right, so let's go ahead and do some power rankings. Let's start. Do you guys want to start from the top or the bottom? I say we start from number 10. Sound good? Now this is one of the oldest traditions in swing bunt history. The MLB power rankings. We used to do this as like a main part of our show for the first few weeks. Remember that?
Yeah.
Back when we were only baseball. So
back when we were things got heated.
We did get heated back in the day.
Yeah.
We've become more civil. So James, I'll give you the first pick, which means you'll also get number 10 and number 1 to talk about. So congratulations. Who do you want to nominate as our number 10 team? Which is probably the hardest job. Your mic is off or something. 1 second, he says, or he gestures.
Sorry. I'm gonna go with probably a team that's hot, and I know there's probably throughout the course of the season, teams in front of them behind them will probably end up passing them. But right now, I have the Reds at 10.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I don't hate the pick. I maybe would put them higher just because how many runs they're scoring, but for the longevity of the power rankings, yeah, I wouldn't have them super high because I don't see that lasting forever. So yeah, I'm cool with them at 10.
Tyler Naquin on their team going bananas.
Shut up, Wes. We don't talk about such things. It's like the Indians are the Adam Gase of MLB. As soon as a player leaves, they're great. Except it's not like we're getting rid of bad players. Like Michael Brantley was good on the Indians, and so was Bauer. It is. Okay. I'm fine with having the Reds there for now. I'd maybe want them a little higher. Wes, who do you got at 9?
Kind of going through some of the standings here. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with the Indians. I'm gonna be nice. I think their rotation is one of the best in baseball. Their hitting is not good, but 4 in 1 week. What was it this past week? So yeah. I'm gonna go with the Indians at 9.
You're nicer than I am. I wouldn't have them anywhere near the top 10. They've played the Tigers twice and the Royals once. So that's who we've played, and we came out 6-4 against those two doo-doo teams.
I mean, Tigers just spanked the Astros last night.
So the Tigers aren't good, buddy. You know they're not.
AJ Hinch is going to make a difference.
They can get hot without being good. So I personally want to have the Indians near here. Don't think anyone's afraid of them. They've had trouble hitting bad pitchers. I mean, ignore the fact that they went 6-4. It's because of their pitching, because their hitting still sucked. And the Tigers and Royals pitching are both garbage. If you suck against bad pitching, imagine once they face good pitching.
I mean, it was between them and the Brewers, and the Brewers.
What about the Mets and the Rays?
I have them a little higher.
So then what about the...
No, wait, no, I don't. Because the Mets are...
They've only had a chance to play 8 games.
The Mets are 2-3. So, I mean...
Yeah, they are.
No, they won today.
Their hitting just cannot get going. But I just don't think they're worthy until they get going.
Mets are 3-3. They won today.
Okay.
Or their first game against the Phillies. They had a doubleheader today. So they're about to be 4-3.
Cleveland started slow, and they finished strong. So they had a 4-1.
I mean, I'm not going to keep them off the list. This might be the only chance we get them in the top 10. So I'm not going to fight you.
Okay.
All right, so I guess we can leave the Mets off. I'm going to put the Rays at 8. Put the Rays at 8. The Tampa Bay Rays, they are currently where'd my standings go?
They're 5-5.
5-5, and I think they're a solid team. They haven't played
Who? I didn't hear you,
the
sir.
Tampa Bay Rays. I still think they're one of the better teams in baseball, very well rounded. So I've got the Rays at 8.
The only comment I have there is the back end of their rotation has been god awful.
Yeah.
Rich Hill, Chris Archer, and Walker have not been good the first go around. Maybe they'll pick it up.
Yeah, you never know. You see what could happen.
But
they're
now
pretty
their
well
front
rounded.
end, their front end is dynamite, and their lineup is killer. So, but their the back end of the rotation scares me.
All right, we got Reds, Indians, Rays. Who you got at number 7, James?
Is Mitch not going to do it?
I don't think so. Mitch, do you plan on doing baseball stuff?
I would put the Braves at 7, but I'll let James talk about it.
Yeah, to do me dirty like that.
Braves
All
have
right.
started rough.
So
They started rough.
They start rough every year. Let me make that very clear.
Yes, but remember, this is not predicting the end of the season. This is who would you
I know.
expect to win a game
I know.
right now.
I didn't say it wasn't 7. I said it hurt my
And
feelings.
I'm not arguing you.
they're technically 5-5.
Hey, I'm not arguing with you. I'm just saying it started rough.
Nope, they're definitely not.
They're 4-6.
Technically, they're 4-6.
Who was? I didn't hear who was 9.
9 was Indians.
Indians.
8 was Rays.
All right, so sure we'll go. Let's let Mitch take Braves at 7.
All right, Braves 7. I'm okay with that. I think they're a solid team. Kind of had some rough patches, but they did play some good teams too.
Acuna is starting off on fire. So
Ooh.
there's that.
Acuna looks like the MVP that I predicted him to be right now. Him or Juan Soto. All right, James, you got 6.
I think we're. I just can't put the Indians in here because there's 16 set. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams still left in 6 spots.
Then what we'll
The
probably
Indians are only 9.
we'll have to bump the Reds or the Indians.
All right, fine. I will go Boston Red Sox at 6.
Yep, I can see it. I don't hate that. I probably wouldn't put them actually in here personally, even though they started so hot.
I'd put them in place of the Indians.
Their
I would put
offense
them-
is insane.
I would put them in place of the Indians as well.
The Indians pitching is way better than the Red Sox.
Oh, 100% agree.
Doesn't matter when you only get 1 run per 8 games.
Well, if they strike out the Red Sox 25 times in one game, it matters.
Let's be honest. Martinez is going to at least hit 1 home run, so that's 1 game loss.
I wouldn't have the Red Sox on this list personally. I wouldn't have the Indians on this list.
I
So-
wouldn't either, but you got to put at least one of them. I feel like you have to put one of them on there.
Well, what about the White Sox? The White Sox have scored the most runs in baseball. I don't know.
They're
And
5-5.
their pitching has not been bad either.
They're 5-5.
They're losing somehow.
I mean, they're kind of up. They're kind of on the same
Oh no,
thing with the Braves and with the Indians. You know, they're kind of starting off slow, but I think they're better than what the record shows right now.
I'd rather have the White Sox in than the Red Sox. I think they're a better team. If the White Sox and Red Sox were to play,
If we're basing it off right now,
Right.
I would put.
That's what I'm saying.
What we're doing.
If the White Sox were to play the Red Sox right now, I'd pick the White Sox personally. But I think this beginning of the year is when you have the most volatility and the most disagreements because it's such a small sample size.
Yeah, exactly. I would take. I mean, personally, as of right now, I would take the Red Sox over the Rays because I think the Red Sox are hitting better.
Yeah,
and their pitching is pretty close. So
I said Tyler Glass now. That guy is killing it.
yeah, that's
Is it-
1 out of 5.
Is it my turn
Yeah.
after James or is it Wes's turn?
My turn.
All right, go ahead, Wes.
All right, so it's 6, right? 6,
5.
5.
5. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with the Philadelphia Phillies. Number 1 in the division. The bullpen is actually pitching kind of decent.
Interesting.
And
I don't.
Someone's gonna get bumped, and it's gonna break my heart.
Yeah, I don't have the Phillies on here either.
Well,
the
the
Phillies
Phillies-
hitters are dynamite, and the pitching has been good.
Yeah,
So-
Phillies. I think should be top 5 easily.
Okay, I don't have them on my list, but okay. All right. Well, man, this is rough because pretty much we know we have to do Dodgers, Padres,
Dodgers.
Yankees. Dodgers, Padres, Yankees got to be in there, right?
Yankees.
I don't
Yankees
know.
do not have to be in there.
I don't know about
Yankees
the
do
Yankees.
not. I don't know about the Yankees either. I think we're doing it based off name, not how good they are.
I think I'm going based off the talent that they have on that team and who.
But
I
I'm doing it
expect to
based
win.
off the season so far. It's not my business.
5-5.
If they were to play a team, I would expect the Yankees to win.
Look who
Unless
they
they're
lost
playing-
to. Do you know who they lost to?
Yeah, that's how baseball works, though.
Exactly.
So you
All
don't
right.
want the Red Sox in there, but you would have the Yankees in there?
Correct.
I mean, as of right now, the Yankees have a lot of injuries. Roldis Chapman, Zach Britton.
All right. I will go with the Astros at 4. They outscored the A's 35-9 in their 3-game series.
I'm fine with that.
All right, so we're at
It's Mitch's
top.
turn at 3. There's only 3 teams got to be there.
The Angels. Angels at 3.
But they are not one
I'd
of
put
them.
the Angels at 3.
I put the
I-
Angels
I
at
would
3.
put them at 3.
I did not.
Really?
Wow, they have no weakness right now. I mean, they're hitting, they're pitching.
Okay.
Just because they always suck at the end of the year doesn't mean they're ain't second right now. And Otani is playing out of his stinking mind.
He is. He is. But you predicted, did you not? You said if he could stay
probably
healthy,
did not
he
say
would-
that.
Say yes.
Yeah,
I
I
thought
say that
that
every year, but
maybe-
he never stays healthy.
Yeah, I think you said if you stayed healthy, you expected great things from him this year.
So you'd rather have the Angels over the Twins
Yeah, Twins. Byron Bucks is the only thing I like on the Twins right now.
by Nelson Cruz. He's only hitting
Cruz
500.
Only
too.
hitting 500.
Okay, well, maybe Byron Bucks is doing so good that I didn't remember that Nelson Cruz is doing that good.
He also
And
has
they're
what, 5
pitching-
homers?
Their pitching staff is tied for third in the majors with a 2.83
That's what I'm saying.
ERA.
You gotta
What about
have
what about their bullpen?
Dodgers, Padres,
Their
Twins
pitching
have to be
staff.
top 3.
Plus a plus 21 run differential, which is third highest in baseball.
That's because they blow out and then they get blown out. I mean, they barely lose. I don't know. I
It's so
said it.
hard to do.
The Angels have a negative
All
5
right,
run differential.
Let's do this.
Yeah, that's how
Let's
I
start
feel.
with number
7-3.
1. Let's start with number 1.
Dodgers,
2, and then
Dodgers.
Dodgers 1, Padres 2.
Padres 2.
Okay.
See, we should have gone 1 to 10. I don't know why we started at 10.
We always do. It makes it way harder.
Makes it way harder, more fun.
It's more debate.
All right.
Okay,
I would-
I will kick out the Indians, or
Yes.
because I think the
Okay.
Reds are better than the Indians.
I agree to
Two.
knock the Indians out.
I will knock the Indians out and
Okay.
bump everyone down.
All
Okay,
right. So I would be willing to put Houston at 3, honestly.
Yes. Same.
I think the Twins have been playing better than Houston right now.
I know you would say that.
I'm
Kyle
gonna kick
Tucker?
myself out of the conversation.
11 RBIs, but he's only hitting
Okay,
189.
so I would be me. I'd go then. If you're not going to do Twins 3, Astros 4, I think you have to do the Twins or Astros 3, Twins 4.
And then Angels at 5
I'd be more comfortable with that.
instead
I'm
of
fine
4.
with that. I'm fine with that.
Okay, so we go Dodgers, Padres, Astros, Twins, Angels. 6 was
Phillies.
Phillies.
Phillies, Braves.
7.
No.
Red Sox 7, Braves 8.
Oh, Red Sox 7, Braves 8.
Yeah.
Rays 9, Reds 10.
What
Interesting.
about the Blue Jays?
I put them inside top 15, like 12 or 13, probably.
I think
That's
they're a better team than what their record shows because they're
It
without
is.
Springer.
Uh-huh.
So weird. I wouldn't have predicted that. I'll post a graphic of that.
The best part is that we don't have the Yankees in the top 10.
They're probably 11 or 12. I mean, I'm
There's a
looking
right.
at
That
MLB's
10 spot, you
power
can
rankings.
put
They have the
people.
Giants at 8. Giants are not a top 10 team.
Let me see. Let me see what
Giants are top 15.
let me
The
see
top
what
half.
MLB.com
Okay,
has.
yeah, they're starting off strong, but like in the long run, I wouldn't take them.
You watch your mouth.
top 10.
Okay. Here is what MLB.com has after 1 week. Let me scroll down.
I'll tell you what CBS has. That's what I'm glancing at if you
Okay.
want as well.
Mets
I could
10,
tell you what CBS has as well.
Rays 9, Reds 8, White Sox 7, Braves 6, Astros 5. I had them at 6. Twins at 4, Yankees 3. I don't know how I feel about that. Padres 2, Dodgers 1.
The NL
I
West
think
is going to be so fun to watch.
Yeah, Dodgers, Padres specifically.
I think Yankees at full strength. Yes, they are top 10 team.
But they're
No
not
question.
there right now.
They're not there right now.
It's just hard to knock them out of the top 10 when you know the talent that's on that team. You know, I understand why they did that probably. All right, let's move on. So, some news around the world of sports. NFL, we'll start off with that. Giovanni Bernard signed by the Buccaneers. Tom Brady wanted a pass catching back, so he got Giovanni Bernard. So all that hype by
Yeah, Keyshawn Vaughn
about Keyshawn Vaughn just went and
right away.
I don't know what he's gonna do. He's the fourth running back on that team now. So
Is LaShawn McCoy still on that team?
no,
Not for long.
I don't believe so.
Maybe they'll have 4
So-
running backs in the game at a time.
Not likely.
Why not?
Highly
Talk
doubt
about
that.
committee.
Keyshawn Vaughn moved to fullback.
Keep
I,
passing. it back.
honestly, if I am the Buccaneers, that makes no sense to keep him. I think you could probably find a team who would like a good young running back. Trade him.
Yeah.
That's what I would.
I
do.
would.
That's what I would do if I was Tampa Bay. I would not keep
Especially
him
if you're
there
just
when
gonna keep getting other running backs.
or trade one of those 3 guys. There's no point to have 4. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I mean, I know running backs get injured, but still, just to me, especially because they all do different things. Like Leonard Fournette being a power guy who can catch some, Ronald Jones being a speed guy who can't catch at all, Giovanni Bernard being an old guy who just catches. Like
Keyshawn can't do anything.
Keyshawn can. He just has had very little time on the field. I would just trade him. I think that there's teams that could use a young running back and not have to use a high draft pick on him. So that's what I would do. Interesting move. The Cardinals signed James Conner, so I think that means that they won't be drafting a running back, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, Kenyon Drake's got no. Connor's still injury prone. I think they could still draft a running back.
Yeah,
Well,
but
they
I
got
think
Chase Edmonds. I think
Edmonds
is a good.
is pretty solid.
I think
too.
Edmonds is the way to.
I
personally.
think Connor and Edmonds will be both.
Yeah, but I mean, still with 2 running backs and one of them's injury prone, I could still see him go get a third. I mean, we saw the Ravens do
Giovanni
that.
Bernard.
I don't think they'll go for one of those 3 guys like Williams.
Not an early pick. I'm
Right.
saying 3 or 4, maybe even 5.
I could
fifth
see them going
round.
for a 3rd through 5th round pick, maybe getting
Yes.
someone.
Yes, I would agree.
That would make a lot more sense to me,
I would
especially
agree.
after who you just signed. But I don't know that he'd be very useful. Maybe just a guy to spell someone if they get tired. I would still be so shocked if they made a trade or signed some veteran guy either. That'd be a team. Honestly, they'd be a team that would make sense to trade for Keyshawn Vaughn. I think that he would make sense there.
The Cardinals.
He's had a year. Yeah, he's had a year of experience under his belt. And he could
Fine
back up those
experience.
guys.
Yeah. so-
Practiced with an NFL squad.
Okay.
Has a couple fumbles in the league.
He was on the practice squad against the
One
Super Bowl winning
touchdown.
defensive
Yeah.
team.
He was up against the Super Bowl winning defense.
Cool.
All right. Baseball, we had a perfect game. Julian
Wasn't-
Edelman retired.
Yeah, that's what it was.
That's a bummer for me. I love Jules the squirrel. But I do think it was time. I mean, his body just couldn't handle it anymore. I mean, you could see the last few years, just even when he won that Super Bowl MVP against the Rams, his body was just getting destroyed.
Well, he
I think
couldn't
that-
stop him from beating the Falcons. That's for sure.
Shared in it.
What percentage chance do we have that he goes to the Buccaneers?
Say 4.20.
I'm going to go 6.9%.
6 foot. I don't think he'll play again. But I know that Gronk thought he would get a sub 70% chance of going to the.
I bet he
Bucs, but
signs for
I
a
doubt
day.
it. I don't think so. I mean, they've already got so many receivers there. I just don't think that it's likely that he'll get. back
Antonio
to the
Brown's
NFL.
gone.
I don't think it's gonna happen, buddy. I don't see it.
I'm just gonna be ashy. Stop talking.
All right, you guys have some basketball talk for me?
Oh,
Steph Curry.
do we?
Yeah.
Steph Curry all-time.
Seth. Yeah, Steph broke a record, right, Mitch? What
He's
happened?
the all-time leading scorer for the Warriors.
58-point game, I believe.
Yeah, that was like his 9th 50-plus point game.
53.
Dude is a legend. Best shooter to ever live. Fact. Just
No, okay.
He's actually still
I
alive.
have actually a question for Wes.
Yes.
Say Reggie Miller played in this era.
Reggie
Do you
Miller
think
played in this
he
era.
would have like the stats that Steph Curry has?
I'm going to say no, because I would say Reggie's similar to a spot shooter. Now, Reggie can run off screens, but as far as his scoring goes, he's more of a Klay Thompson type scorer, catch and shoot, and Steph can shoot off the dribble at any time. So I would say Steph probably has the edge on him there.
I was just doing that today. I wasn't sure. I mean, I just thought about, how, 3 points the main thing now. I wonder how much it would affect him, but I like what you said.
No, yeah, it's I mean, it'd be fun to see like Reggie Miller or Larry Bird or guys like that who could shoot, who only shot like 1 or 2 threes a game. It'd be fun seeing them shooting all those shots. They're shooting all those, getting threes up. So, but Steph passing Wilt Chamberlain for most all-time Warriors history, and so that's big time. But yeah,
They need
James, I'm assuming you saw some of the dunks the past week.
Why you gotta call me out like that? Why you gotta call me out like that?
Miles Bridges dunked all over Clint Capella. If y'all haven't seen it,
I think it was better than Anthony Edwards' dunk.
y'all need to
Honestly.
look it up. The other one was Anthony Edwards, which was absolutely nasty. I think there was another one this week, but I can't think of who did it. But there was some pretty nasty.
I
dunks
type
this week.
Miles, and the first thing that comes up is Miles Bridges dunk.
Mhm.
I'll be watching this now.
Which is unbelievable because Clint Capella is like one of the best shot blockers in all of basketball.
Mhm.
It was just nasty.
It was filthy, and it's probably the dunk of the year. Although I would say Anthony Edwards is pretty nasty as well, so it's up there.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That's
Yeah, it's one of my favorites all time is DeAndre Jordan dunking on Brandon Knight, but this one was up there because it was on Clint Capella. So
Man, his arms are so stinking long.
which one? Both of them?
Miles Bridges.
Yeah, and he's
Michael.
only 6'6". He's only 6'6", but he's got like a 6'10" wingspan.
Is it
6'10"
Miles or
wingspan.
Michael?
Miles.
I don't know why I said Michael.
He's like 4 feet away from the basket, and his hand, as he rears it back, is about 10 feet away. And then he just slams it in windmill style. It's just nuts. Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, like James said, I'm one of the best shot blockers in the league, so that was pretty dang cool. But
That's
big
Nick
news in
Allen
the
back in the
NBA.
day.
Jamal Murray on the Denver Nuggets. The Nuggets have the fourth best
sad.
record in the West. Jamal Murray tore his ACL today, so they definitely fall down the ladder of contenders, in my opinion. James, what do you think? Is anyone separating themselves in the NBA as far as
You obviously have your top tier teams. I mean, you have Jazz, Clippers. I would say I wouldn't say. I mean, Lakers obviously will be up there, but they're struggling right now because of injuries. Who's third in the West?
actually second in the West are the Suns?
Suns. Okay, and Suns. I feel like they're separating themselves from everybody. And then the East, you obviously have the top three of like Brooklyn, Milwaukee, and Philadelphia. But I feel like I know I'm a Hawks fan, but I feel like they are streaking in a positive way. Ever since McMillan became the coach, they've just become a better team completely.
Hawks fourth in the West.
They added Lou Williams, which I think is because Trae Young set out 2 games this past 2 weeks, and we won both of them. I mean, Bogdanovich had like 30 points in both those games, and I just feel like they're putting themselves in that like gap in between the top tier and the people below them. They're pulling away from Charlotte. Of course, Miami's going to be up there, so it's interesting. The East is actually really shaping up to be a fun. Besides, the top Brooklyn. I hate Brooklyn so much now.
Yep, I hate them.
But it should be good.
Brooklyn hasn't been good in so long. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, but they also spent $6 trillion to do it.
They did.
Yeah, I don't like that. I mean, I don't think getting Blake Griffin and LaMarcus Aldridge were that big a deal because they're both washed. And but getting Harden the way they did, that it was a sour taste in my mouth leaving Houston. But I don't think that'll make a big difference. But they have a super strong team even without Griffin and LaMarcus Aldridge. I think one of the most underrated players in the league is Joe Harris, one of the best shooters in the league. So,
and he's still in the starting lineup with all these guys. He stayed in the starting lineup.
Exactly. So they have Blake Griffin coming off the bench with some really good players. So yeah, Brooklyn's going to be tough. Philly's looking pretty dang good. They beat the brakes off of the Mavericks last night. So but it's the best teams are really pulling away, and the Lakers, the only team I think that are contenders that aren't up there because they're dealing with so many injuries. So I think they're 6th in the West. But remember, the NBA is taking 10 teams to the playoffs. So
if you had to pick
5 from each or just 10 total?
No, they're going 10 from
from
each conference. So the way that
10 from
works,
each.
from each conference. So the way it's going to work is the 7 is going to play the 8 seed. Whoever wins that game is going to be the 7 seed. Then the 9 seed will play the 10 seed. And whoever wins that game plays the 8 seed. And whoever wins out of that game
is the 8?
becomes the 8 seed.
And then that's just those 8 go.
And then that's your top 8.
Okay, gotcha.
All right, Wes, I got a question for you.
So it's kind of like with the wild cards in baseball.
Kind of bigger.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
James,
ahead, James.
when we understand, James, what I have to say is more important.
Obviously. All right. So, Wes, if you had to pick one team that is currently in the playoffs, but not the top half team, so 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10, that you think can make a run, who would it be?
That can or cannot.
Can.
I mean, kind of flying under the radar, but still have one of the best players in the league, the Bucks. I mean, picking up Drew Holiday was big time, and he's fit in like a dream. He's bigger than Eric. They've traded him for Eric Bledsoe. He's bigger than Eric Bledsoe. He can guard ones or twos or even threes, and he's really fit in really well with the Bucks. So I think putting him between Giannis and Chris Middleton really helps, because I think he becomes the second best player and Middleton becomes the third best player. Now, their bench is suspect, but in the playoffs, their starters are going to be playing 40 minutes a game anyway. So I think the Bucks are really could be kind of sneaky contenders, because usually they're the best team in the league. This season, they're not. They're number 3 in the East, but they're sneaky, I think.
I see this is a very deep sleeper team that I think could upset someone just because how young and explosive they are. I think the Bulls could actually
10 in the East. The Bulls.
Yeah, it would be interesting, but I think any given day they can just pop off. I mean, Zach LaVine's a beast. They got Vucevic. It's a deep sleeper pick, but I think they could slide in there and surprise some people. So
I thought the Bulls would, they're kind of struggling now that they have Vucevic, but if they can get hot, they can figure it out. They can definitely surprise, and they can definitely make some noise. The other team, I mean, the Celtics, I had them make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. Actually, I had them going to the NBA Finals, and they blew it for me. But they're on a 3-game winning streak right now, and I think they have a strong chance of getting up to the 4 seed.
I hear they're trying to trade for someone as well.
Well, the trade deadline's passed.
Well, they were trying to trade for someone to go. Probably, maybe it was the offseason I was reading, but they're trying to build around Tatum and Brown. And
they did trade away Daniel Tice and picked up Mo Wagner from Michigan, and they also traded for Evan Fournier from the Magic. So picked up some bench fire.
Which he was 0 for 12, I think, for the first game.
Mo Wagner, I heard.
Yes. The Celtics traded for him.
I can talk now.
I like him.
I know that guy.
The German. His brother lost the championship for us.
Yeah, he really stunk in that one game.
Yeah.
Man, that was rough. That was cruel and unusual punishment, as you guys live commented on the game that I had just watched. Now, a week later, as I edit the show, I have to listen to it again. I was like, this is pain. I didn't want to relive this.
It was the best.
They should not have lost. You're right. They should have won. They had enough chances to. That's for dang tootin' sure.
Yeah. Well, that's the NBA talk for the week.
Yep.
Fun stuff.
Nice.
Stuff. Did you guys see some college basketball players are working with a pretty heavily? They're working towards getting college players paid for next season.
Yeah, I mean, you saw one of the big guys who was pushing for it in the NCAA tournament was Isaiah Livers.
Yep.
Was that's his name, right?
Yep.
He was really pushing for it, wearing I'm not NCAA property sweatshirt. So they're not asking to be paid. They're just asking to use their name as a way to make money for themselves.
They're not even asking the NCAA to pay them. They're saying, let us make money.
Yeah.
Like, I like that. I don't think that colleges should have to pay the players. They're giving them scholarships. They're providing them food, providing them great workout opportunities, and providing them a platform to be seen by national coverage and let teams, get that draft stock. You know what I mean? I like that. Colleges wouldn't be able to run well if they had to pay tons of money, especially lower colleges, right? So I think that's great. But where money can be made is by letting these players sell their likeness to video game companies, to activewear, or whatever products they want, workout supplements, whatever they want. I mean, if I wanted to sell my likeness to that, I could. And just because these kids are in college doesn't mean they shouldn't be allowed to. And I absolutely agree. I think they should be allowed to do that. And then that college doesn't have to worry about it. And it's only going to go to the top tier kids anyways. I mean, it's not like Joe Schmo playing for Maranatha is going to get paid.
Yeah, and I think just as long as the colleges aren't using that as a recruiting tool, I think that's the way to go. As long
That
as they're
will
not
be
saying,
hard
hey,
to do.
if you come here, you sign this contract with Nike, and you become one of their brands, and you get money for it. So
Yeah.
but again, that's the bigger colleges are going to do that. So
I mean, and that's kind of what they're doing already is saying you come
Exactly.
here, you get national coverage,
Yeah.
and you're going to get better draft stock, and you're going to get more time on TV. Congratulations, Wes. So yeah, I don't know. I think they should be done, and I hope that the NCAA board sees that too. What were you going to say, Mitch?
It gets kind of tricky once you start doing that. I think like I'm not like totally opposed to it, but like I could definitely see like them doing this, and then like in a few years it's like, oh, there was a lot of money scandals going on that we didn't know about, and just with stuff like that. But I think it's fine I think players should be allowed to say, I would like to make some money off my name.
Yeah.
But I don't think they should get paid from the university. I think that's ridiculous.
Yeah, and I don't think that's really what the players are
And
going
yeah,
for
and it
as
doesn't
much.
sound like that's what they're pushing for, but I think it would be cool. Like, especially I know like people used to love like like NCAA football kind of stuff.
And that should be coming back, I think.
Like there's a market for that. And the schools honestly could even still, I'm sure, somehow be like, if you come here and you do that, you have to give us like 10% or something like that. Like I'm sure they could find a way to make money off of it.
That'd be rough.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
you're
like
probably
free
right.
money for the school, but I'm sure they will find a way to make money off of it as the
That's a good point.
schools.
That's a good point.
All right. I think it is time for the main event, the moment you've all been waiting for. The only reason Mitch is here.
It wasn't the baseball or the basketball.
He does it like us
Trivia,
anymore.
right? Trivia.
Yes, trivia. which is
Actually, he
awesome.
has a good chance of winning trivia.
Ooh. Okay. So here we go.
Potter.
Golf.
We are going to do the 2021 NFL mock draft of just the first round. Here's how it's going to work.
Oh, the NFL?
Yes. Okay. Mitch has the first pick, and then every 4 picks is Mitch's. So, for instance, Mitch will be drafting for
The Jacksonville Jaguars.
Jacksonville Jaguars at the
The
101.
Denver Broncos.
Oh, you have both of those teams, huh?
Uh-huh. And the Chargers.
Okay.
And the
So
Raiders.
Mitch will be doing Jags. No, you have the Bengals.
Oh, yeah, Bengals. Well, I do have the Broncos.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Jags, Bengals, Broncos, Chargers, Raiders, Colts.
I think they'll figure this out as we go along. But that's
You'll
my personal
have,
opinion.
yep,
Yeah, we could probably just get going.
Jags again. Interesting. Packers. And then, yes. So we're going to do every 4. Okay. So as we go along, you'll figure it out. Now, this isn't necessarily predicting what this team will do. Rather, if we were in control of the team, what would we do? You'll get max 1 minute on the clock to decide what you're going to do, with maybe a little bit of leeway. And Mitch, you're officially on the clock with the 101. The Jacksonville Jaguars select.
I would trade the 101. I'm just kidding.
Shut up.
Obviously, it's Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
That's like clear, and that's pretty much been known as soon as the Jets won their second game of the year that the Jags were gonna take Trevor Lawrence. And I think Trevor Lawrence is actually happy about that too, as opposed to going to the Jets.
Oh,
but
yeah. I agree.
especially so yeah, like they'll definitely be taking him. That's kind of obvious. They
Yeah,
need
I
to-
think it's the smart thing to do. I think he'll do well with Urban Meyer. And I think you had
I'd
an
say.
easy pick there.
I mean,
Mitch.
honestly, I think Urban Meyer gets. I mean, I'm going to say he's a great coach, but he's also a great recruiter. So it'll be interesting to see how he does with no recruiting in Jacksonville. I don't know.
I mean, in a
also-
way, you can recruit by look at Tom Brady. He recruited a whole team around him.
Yeah, I mean, free agency, he'd probably be
Yeah,
very
but
good at it.
Different from college.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
For sure. Mitch?
I also think Gardner Minshew makes a wonderful backup quarterback.
I don't think he'll be there.
Did you
for
see
Super
Gardner
Bowl.
Minshew's modeling pictures last week?
It looks disgusting.
It
Love it.
was legendary. All right,
I
Wes, you
still
have
think
the
he'd make a
102
great backup quarterback.
with the New York Jets. Wes, who do they select?
I mean, it's trading away Sam Darnold makes it pretty clear that they're going after quarterbacks. So I think they're going to go Zach Wilson.
What,
Quarterback.
Is that
now
who you would go
remember,
with, Wes?
Is this who you would go with? If you ran the Jets, would you draft Zach Wilson? That's what we're doing.
Due to peer pressure from looking at all these mock drafts, I would probably go with Zach Wilson.
Okay. You're running the team the way you want. You're the GM, Wes. You're drafting Zach Wilson with the 102.
The thing that scares me about Justin Fields is the history of Ohio State quarterbacks.
Oh, yeah, I understand fully.
So it's a real deal. It's a real thing.
I would draft Zach Wilson with the 2.
So I would go Zach Wilson.
I like Zach Wilson.
Yep.
Now I
would do
think
something.
I haven't actually seen him play a game before, but from what I've heard, which scares me a lot.
Okay.
Is they say he is part Manziel, part Baker Mayfield, which is not a good combination. I don't think.
Bad
but,
attitude. I'm confused here.
Hopefully, because he's a good old Mormon boy, he can behave off the field. So we'll see. So yeah,
right.
Jets Zach Wilson number 2.
So I have the San Francisco 49ers with the 3. This is where what you think is going to happen versus what you hope happens or what you would do can differ quite a bit. Now, I hate to do this because it kind of messes up the teams that I have later on and what I'd like to do with some other people, other teams. But if I'm controlling the San Francisco 49ers after trading up from the 12,
Yeah, 12.
After trading up from the 12, I am going to take Justin Fields with the 3.
Good call. Smart.
I believe the 49ers will either take him or Mac Jones.
They're taking Justin Fields. I'll tell you
sure
right now.
hope they do, Mitch.
I talked to my people.
Oh, you did?
It's set.
Okay. Well, I'm taking Justin Fields. I think he offers a lot more. And I think especially with that 49ers defense, that if you have the option for that quarterback to work with that speedy offense where you have wide receivers running across the field, you can fake jet sweeps, or you could fake those little front toss passes. You got Mostert running around. Having Fields be able to run an options off of that, I think is great. Mac Jones is Jimmy Garoppolo, but healthy. Maybe a little upgrade.
Does Jimmy Garoppolo start the year as a starting quarterback?
More than likely, I would think so. Not positive, though.
Mitch, what do you think?
If I ran the 49ers, I would say
it's too early to tell. I could see him getting traded.
Yeah. All right. James, you're on the clock with the 4.
If he hasn't been traded away, he'll start as the quarterback, as the starting quarterback.
I, as the New England Patriots, would like to come to you. I have the Patriots the 15th pick with a trade.
Can I do my thing first?
Before you draft, I want to offer a trade to you.
No. Can I do my thing first?
What's your thing?
Mitchell, would you be willing to trade?
Oh.
And I would offer a trade to the Denver Broncos.
Okay.
What are you offering?
I would offer, well, obviously the 4 pick, and I would take it's really hard to do here because you only have 1 pick in the first round. So it'd be whatever.
Imagine
whatever
you have your
takes
second picks, your third picks, and later on picks.
or maybe a first next year or whatever.
You want me to pick at 4?
Yes, you would pick 4. I would take your 9, and I would take some future picks from you as well. But it's not going to matter because we're only doing the first round. So imagine that I did that. Would you accept it?
If you're the Broncos. Now, the Broncos have what's his face at quarterback?
Drew Lock.
Drew Lock.
Exactly.
So they
What's
need a
his face?
QB.
Jake, I know these things.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about it. And
Sounds like you're telling me what.
if you have Bengals, Dolphins, Lions, Panthers, those next 4 teams, do they need a QB?
I know.
No, I'm just talking about this. I'm not talking to you specifically, Mitch. So that
sounds like you're talking to me.
No, I'm not. No, not at all. So I'm just saying, do those 4 teams need a QB? Do you have to trade up to get one?
Lions are kind of in the same situation, I think, as the
But-
49ers.
I mean, you also have to think that these teams below them can trade up as well and take like Minnesota
Right,
Vikings,
because
the Patriots.
hey, the Patriots just called James after he offered that to Mitch while Mitch is thinking. James, I will give you Stephon Gilmore and the 15 as second for that pick.
And
Gilmore
I
has
would-
2 years left on his contract.
And I would go back to Mitch and like, look, Mitch, this is what's going down.
I have 30 seconds left on the clock.
What's going down, James?
The Patriots
run
offer
this
me
by me
this
one more
trade.
time.
The Patriots offer this trade. So either you take it or I'm going to do the trade with the Patriots.
You go ahead and do the trade with the Patriots.
All right, what a dum-dum. All right, I accept your trade, Jake.
All right, so now the Patriots have the 4th overall pick. With that pick, they choose between Mac Jones
So, who
or
are they picking?
Trey Lance.
One.
I prefer Trey Lance. I think he has higher upside. Mac Jones probably a safer pick, but I want to swing for the fences. The Patriots select Trey Lance with the 4th overall pick. They no longer have Stephon Gilmore though. Or
Wonder
their
what you're
second
going
one.
next.
It's a very un-Patriot-like trade.
It is, but the Patriots haven't had a need for a quarterback in 20 years.
And they have a brand new GM named Jake Busson.
That too.
Yes, and they just gave Cam Newton a brand new 1 year, $12 million contract.
All based off of incentives. He
And
has
they
to
have
play.
to.
If he doesn't
it's
play, he
good
doesn't
to-
get any of that money.
It's actually perfect. That's a perfect fit. Trey Lance behind him because they play very similar.
Exactly. That's kind of what I thought. I thought he can
Except
learn
Trey
behind
Lance can
Cam.
throw touchdowns.
Yeah.
With the 5th pick in the draft, the Cincinnati Bengals are taking offensive linemen because they almost got him, Joe Burrow killed last year, and they're going to take this guy. His name starts with P.
Peyton Sewell.
Still.
Sewell.
Peyton Sewell is his name. Panay Sewell. I apologize.
From Oregon. They really, I mean, I know like some people are like, oh, the Bengals could get some weapons for Joe Burrow, but
His
if
best
Joe
weapon.
Burrow is dead, it doesn't matter that there's weapons on the field. So,
I did see
Bengals, I would do the same thing.
I saw a funny meme. It's like, here's Joe Burrow throwing to Jamar Chase, and he's like dead on the ground.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it said if anybody else besides Panay Sewell is dead. But if he has Panay Sewell, he can throw the ball to anybody else.
yeah,
I like
so the Bengals definitely need to beef up that O line, and Panay Sewell's the guy to do it.
I think that's a phenomenal pick.
Yep, I would do
Yeah.
the same thing. Good job,
I
Mitch.
think they kick over Jonah Williams to the right tackle, and Panay Sewell starts at left tackle from the
Yep.
start.
I like it. All right, Wes, with the 6th pick, what did the Dolphins do?
I had on my notes, if Mitch takes Panay Sewell, I'm going to take Jamar Chase with the Dolphins. So if you took Jamar Chase, I was going to take Devontae Smith. So I think Jamar Chase is the number 1 receiver. Jalen Waddle's also an option there, but Jamar Chase proved that he's number 1, running a 4.39. Means he has the speed. He can go up and get it.
Henry Ruggs
I've
really
heard
well.
that he's the best receiving prospect come out since Julio. So
No, Chase looks solid. I mean, he's got everything.
He's huge.
He takes plays off though sometimes, which kind of
as a freshman.
He took a whole season off, to be honest.
he did.
It
And
took a whole season.
things like that just kind of worry me about work ethic. Could he be the kind of guy that flashes in the pan, kind of fizzles? I mean, he reminds me of Odell in a way. I could see him having an Odell.
He's
I
not
think he's bigger
built
than Odell,
anything
though.
like Odell,
He is.
though.
I know, but I'm just saying personality.
His character.
Yeah.
He reminds me he's built like a shorter version.
Calvin Johnson, did you say? You cut out.
Yeah, a smaller version of him. Sorry.
I'm just
You
great
said
at reading lips.
Calvin
apparently.
Johnson.
It's interesting.
A smaller one.
Why would you put that on that man? That's one of the best receivers ever.
All right.
I'm so sorry.
I'm
Trey
officially
Lance
on the
is kind of
clock.
like a Joe Montana.
I'm on the clock with the Detroit Lions. This is a tough pick for me because I think there's so many things that the Lions need. Anyone need to trade up? They need so many more picks than just the 7. Anyone want to make a trade here? Hey, anybody? No. All right.
I think my guy is coming.
Okay.
My guy.
How
Will be.
about this? Cowboys have a bunch of picks this year. We have 10 picks. I'll give you our 10th pick and a 3 and a 4 for that 7.
Do you have any other firsts?
No,
He just offered
Do
you
you have
the
a
10th.
second
That's like 3 picks later.
a 1, 3, and a 4.
to
For
go
a one.
back 3 to drop 3 picks?
Yes.
Yes, I would do that.
Okay. Because I think Jerry Jones is a crazy man. I think he trades up to 7 to get Kyle Pitts.
No, you're
I
not
knew
predicting
it.
what Jerry Jones does. You're doing what you would do if you're the owner.
Well, fine. I still pick Kyle Pitts.
Okay. and I would have taken Kyle Pitts if I was the Lions. I think he's the best available player. But the Lions have TJ Hawkinson. Kyle Pitts is not a fit for them. So that's why I wanted to trade it away. Good move, Wes. All right. So that means that the Lions fall into 10. James, you have the next pick at 8.
Well, I was going to take Kyle Pitts, you big bully.
That's why you trade up.
That's exactly why you do it.
But
Kyle Pitts looks like the best tight end prospect since before any of us were alive, is what people are saying.
Vernon Davis is what I heard. Is comp.
Or better. I mean,
Or
he,
better.
Davis was awesome.
he can't block worth a doo-doo is what they're saying, but he's pretty much a wide receiver that plays tight end. And he looks like people are saying that if they're in fantasy drafts, they take Kyle Pitts before any of the receivers because he looks that good. Especially, I mean, if you could draft Travis Kelce as a rookie, you take him with the first overall pick. You know what I mean? If you could draft him as a rookie and say, you're guaranteed you're getting Kelsey's production, that's what you would do. It's just nuts. That's what they're predicting Pitts to be. So we'll see. All right. What are you doing, James?
At 8, I will take Jalen Waddle.
Ooh, Panthers taking another
Panthers?
receiver.
I was gonna go Jamar Chase after Kyle Pitts, but they're both gone. So
You don't think DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson's enough receiver, Christian McCaffrey's enough
Curtis
receivers
Samuel?
there? Curtis Samuel's not there anymore. He's in the Reds.
That's what I was
football
saying.
team.
He's not there.
I think they wanted to go a bigger receiver, and that's why
Okay.
a lot of people have been projecting to go Jamar Chase. But
Okay.
I think that's just what they.
I don't hate it.
Do you think that's why they go Waddle over Devontae Smith?
Yes.
Size.
I think they
Yes.
have comparable players already with Robbie Anderson and DJ Moore to Devontae Smith.
I mean, they don't have the speed.
No.
I mean, I guess DJ Moore is very fast. Never mind.
So is
Scratch
Robbie
it.
Anderson.
Scratch that. Scratch that. Scratch. Scratch.
I don't hate it. I would have, if I was the Panthers, I probably would have gone for a defensive player, but it does give Darnold the chance to have a high scoring offense. So
He's on my fantasy team, so
you can at least test Darnold. Okay. So Mitch, you got the Broncos at 9. What are you doing?
Mac Jones, Drew Lock needs to go.
Yep. I think it's a good pick. That's what I would do too.
And
I don't think
Trey
he would ever
Lance.
drop that far, but I think that's
Who-
Mitch is out here making big boy moves on us.
Why wouldn't he drop that far? Who would he go
There's
to?
4 other quarterbacks going in the top 9.
He's projected. I have a lot of people saying he's going to go to the 49ers, but that's me.
So
I
then
hear a
that
lot
would
of people
mean
saying it's going Niners too.
so
but
then
like
Broncos
I said,
would get Trey Lance
taking
or
Justin
Fields,
Fields.
then.
Okay, here's the thing. So Atlanta is looking at 2 people right now if they don't trade down, and one of them is Trey Lance, and one of them is Kyle Pitts. So
I think of the 5 quarterbacks that people are talking about, one will be available at 9.
I agree. I think at least one of them will be.
I mean, obviously the first 3 are quarterbacks.
unless someone trades up, yes, I fully agree.
Yes.
If someone
see
trades up,
someone-
then there's no way.
I could definitely see someone trading up to 7 with the Lions if the Cowboys don't.
I can see the Broncos trading up.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
think really the only
to
two
make sure it
teams that would
happens.
likely trade up would be the Patriots or the Broncos, and the Patriots already did. So if the Patriots do, the Broncos don't need to anymore.
The Broncos are going to get a quarterback. That's what they're going to
I
draft in
agree.
the first round.
I agree. All right.
And they'll do something stupid to get it.
So I have the Lions at 10. So as I look here at 10, I'm going to take Micah Parsons at linebacker. He can play all over the field, gives them some defensive player that they can have for the next 8 years who can be an anchor for their defense. So I'm taking linebacker Micah Parsons from
A lot of off the field issues with Michael Parsons, but
He'll fit
the
right
talent
in.
is there.
Detroit. He'll fit
Dwayne
right in.
Haskins.
What's funny, Jake, is that I'm looking at I like to look at the mock drafts, and Patriots actually traded up with the Falcons in this one, but the Falcons took Micah Parsons at 15.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that was kind of crazy how we traded. I didn't even notice that.
Yep. All right, Micah Parsons, linebacker, to the Lions at 10. All right, I have the Giants now at 11. They recently acquired Kenny Galladay. They have Saquon Barkley. I'd love to pick up a lineman, but at this spot in the draft, I don't really see a ton of guys I want to grab. Their defense is still doo-doo. Kyle Pitts would have been a great fit here. I'm gonna go with Patrick Surtain out of Alabama. Number 1 corner out there. It'll help them line up their defense a little bit. I thought about going with Devontae Smith here, but I don't think that receiver is their greatest need. I think defense is. So I'll go with Patrick Surtain.
I would agree. I think with them giving Kenny Galladay a bunch of money, I don't see them going receiver.
No.
Although it would be fun. But
It would, but I don't think it makes sense. So I'll go
I would
with-
agree.
Yeah, Patrick Surtain, great corner out of Alabama. I think he'll be a lockdown guy for years to come. So, all
If
right.
the Cowboys don't trade out of 10, I could see them picking him at 10 as well.
Yep. All right, James, you got the Eagles at 12. This will be an interesting pick.
This is an easy pick, and
I
I
think
think
so
this,
as well.
I think this is where they go, and I think they go Devontae Smith at 12.
Yep. I would think that's a great pick for them, a great fit. It gives what's his face? Joe Flacco a chance to have a good receiver.
Joe Flacco, nice.
No, Jalen Hurst will have a chance to have a good fast receiver he can throw to. He'll be open, which I think is going to be huge for Hurst. If he has a guy who can get separation, he doesn't have to fit the ball into tiny windows, running across the field on slants and post routes, it'll be huge for Jalen Hurst. Jalen Hurts. So I think it's a good pick, James. I'd agree. Eagles taking Devontae Smith. Mitch, you've got the Chargers at 13.
Chargers find themselves in a similar boat as the Bengals, interested in protecting their quarterback for the next 25 years. The quarterback, not the person they're going to draft. Another offensive line, Elijah Vera Tucker.
Is that his name?
Yes.
No, I just made that up.
I'm not.
No, he's a guard from USC, but he can play some tackle too.
Yeah. So the Chargers right now, left tackle is probably their biggest weakness on that part of the field. So they need to take care of Justin Herbert. I need them to take care of Justin Herbert.
Thought you went with him instead of the other guy.
Oh,
There's Darisaw and Rashawn Slater.
Yes.
Slater. Yes. Well,
You can
But
take
Vera
Taylor
Tucker
Swift if you
has
want.
been projected to go there
Yeah,
as well.
I'm not. I'm just.
throwing shade.
What do they need
No,
more? Do they need a
no.
guard more or a tackle?
Left tackle.
They need a tackle? Then you should go with Rashawn Slater.
Well, you can
Well,
call
he
up
didn't.
the Chargers and tell them.
Okay.
that I'm the GM,
All
and
right,
I'm
Mitch.
going with Vera Tucker.
All right, moving on. Moving on.
So call up Mitch and tell them.
Okay. All right. Who's got next? I think
What's
you are.
he?
Yeah, with the Vikings.
Who's the 14th pick? I like
You are.
this team.
The Vikings.
Team.
Vikings. Yes.
This works out perfectly because I thought Slater was going to go 13. But since the Vikings they just released Riley Reef, their current left tackle or previous left tackle, I think Rashawn Slater, if he falls here, would be a perfect pick.
Yeah.
I think he's the second best left tackle on the board, and there you go.
That'll be hard to get, but if they get him, that'd be an awesome pick.
Yeah.
All right. Wes, you know how the Patriots pick for the Falcons because that was the trade. So who
no.
are the Falcons taking at 15? James.
Well, it would be me, but that's
James
okay.
Ryan. My bad.
This actually worked out perfect because we obviously need some defensive line help. And Jalen Phillips is still available on the board. And that is who the Atlanta Falcons will take at 15.
Jalen Phillips position?
Edge, defensive end.
Defensive end.
Reach.
Yeah. So I've been seeing Kwity Paye go first out of the defensive edge rushers. You like Jalen Phillips more, huh?
I do.
Okay. Interesting.
Here's my thing. Phillips has
Jake
the
or
highest ceiling.
James, I'm really surprised you didn't do the other thing that everyone else thought you should do.
I don't feel bad
Phillips-
about it though.
Phillips has the highest ceiling. He's the most athletic. He's the fastest.
Does he? Okay. I'm not.
But
I'm
he also has a very low floor. But it's a swing. It's a swing for the fences. You know.
Have you seen the Falcons?
Here
We
it is.
always blow it, so it is what it is.
Old James is a swinger.
Nice.
Interesting. I'm just not super familiar with him, but okay, cool. All right. So James, you now have the 16 Arizona Cardinals pick. What are you gonna do with it?
Okay.
I would have thought they could go running back here, but after what they just did, I don't think they will. What would you do if you were around the Cardinals?
Let me get how much. Just give me a couple seconds. I know.
I know.
have-
I'm just trying to fill
I know.
space
No,
by
no.
talking until you're ready. All right. I'm gonna start thinking about what I have. I've got
I already know what I'm taking. at
the
17.
Washington football team next. Interesting. What am I gonna do with that pick?
quarterback.
Just keep thinking. 'Cause
Hmm.
this whole thing just kind of threw me off a little bit.
I mean, they definitely need some defense help. That's for dang sure.
Who?
The Cardinals.
Cardinals.
Oh yeah, the Cardinals.
Oh, I'm glad you said that. Actually, you made this way easier. All right.
You're welcome.
With the 16th pick, the Arizona Cardinals take. Give me a second. I just don't want to make a stupid pick. All right.
That's okay.
I know who I want to say, but I need to double check before I say it for sure. Yeah, let's do it. They will take J.C. Horn out of the University of South Carolina.
That was my pick,
Pick.
man.
Very good
I
pick.
feel like he's the best player on the board. He was one of the best cornerbacks in the country. So he was who I was going to take for Washington.
And he faced good defense. I mean, offenses like Alabama, He actually didn't face Alabama last year, but he has in the past. So he's got. I mean, he's faced talent and he's done well. So I like the pick that I picked.
All right, so I'm trying to decide between two people for Washington. They need, I mean, as great as their defense is, they either need an offensive tackle or a safety or a linebacker. And there's two great players, safeties and linebackers right here, unless someone wants to offer me a trade.
Well, it's Mitch's pick, so I don't know what they could target.
I have Washington, do I not?
Yeah, it's also Las Vegas's pick.
Oh, my
but that's
bad,
okay.
my bad, Mitch. You've got Vegas. Go ahead, buddy. I misread.
You skipped two people.
I did.
As the Las Vegas Raiders, will be taking Jackson Carman.
Jackson Carman out of where?
Clemson.
Clemson, what
Position?
position does he play?
Tackle.
Offensive tackle.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
The Raiders just need work all around, but they traded away a lot of their offensive line, so they got to rebuild.
I think that's a good pick for them. If they're going to
That's why I
get this
picked it.
running game going, I think that they have to get that offensive line built up. So,
Well,
Yeah, they
better
traded away
get the
Trent
running game
Brown.
going since they have Josh Jacobs and Kenyon Drake.
yeah, for real.
Yeah,
What's that,
and they traded away
Wes?
Trent Brown. They traded away Trent Brown, their right tackle. So I think he slides right in at right, and Colton Miller is at left. So
Good.
Exactly.
Who
Nice
did
pick.
you take again? What was his name?
Jackson Carman,
Okay.
offensive tackle out of Clemson.
All right, Wes, you have the Miami Dolphins.
very happy about this because the Miami Dolphins have a great defense. So I don't have to really worry about them too much. So I can go offensive weapons. At my 18th pick, I'm going Najee Harris from Alabama.
You think he goes this early?
Yeah.
I think it's a great pick.
If Wes controls him, he does.
I
Wes,
control him. I want.
Now, okay. Now that's over. Do you think they take him?
I mean that maybe not with this pick. Maybe if they trade back, maybe in the 20s.
He's a really
But I
good
don't-
destination for Miami.
I don't think he
Yeah,
goes
I
past
agree.
22, 23. So maybe they get up and they say, hey, our defense is really good. We have a need at running back. Maybe we go up and grab one.
That'd be a good pick for the Dolphins to trade back and try to get him a little bit later in the first round.
See, but I don't think he goes past 22 or 23. So
Yeah,
they
but
have that pick. If they want to trade back, they can, but they might not get him.
like a team that might want one of these defensive players that the Bears or Washington might take, the Colts maybe would climb up 3 spots. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just
And they don't need a
ecstatic to
running
get
back.
him
Yeah.
get him on my team. I think
No.
we're very close. And
Okay,
You know,
talking.
Dolphins that you don't care about at all.
since we're rolling with Tua, we got Jamar Chase. My defense is solid. Now I'm going to give me
Devontae Parker's there too.
a workhorse running back I can give the ball to 30 times a game.
I think that's good. I mean, they need running back, so I think you made a good pick there. All right, finally with the Washington football team, no one wanting to make a trade, I don't think. So I am going to go with where'd he go?
I thought you had the Redskins.
Washington football team. Redskins aren't a team.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with safety Trayvon Morig. He played for TCU last year and was the best safety in the game. Washington has a need at safety and linebacker, so I will go with Trayvon Morig at Washington at pick number 19. James, you've got the Chicago Bears at pick 20. What are you doing?
Oh boy, what am I doing?
Wishing he traded up for a quarterback.
I am not as big down on Trubisky as other people are.
They don't have Trubisky.
Andy
Oh,
Dalton.
that's true. Well, then, I don't even know my own team. Joke's on you. All right, sorry.
They just signed Andy Dalton.
Yeah, about that.
I bet they
Michigan.
will trade up for a quarterback.
Not today.
All right, I'll just go with what this is. They need some help in a couple places. Offensive line is one of them. I don't know if this guy. What offensive lines did you draft, Mitch? I'm sorry, I just don't remember his name.
Carmen
Vera Tucker.
and Carmen.
I will go Tevin Jenkins out of Oklahoma State. He's an offensive lineman. I was going to take the one that Mitch already took. So I'm going to go with Tevin Jenkins.
What about Alex Leatherwood?
Everyone that took it would dive.
So Tevin Jenkins was out of where you said?
He's out of Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State. What position?
Offensive lineman.
Offensive lineman. Yeah, they need it.
All right.
They need a
21.
lot. They need a
Could have gone
lot.
with Alex
That's
Leatherwood.
all I'll say.
Mitch, Colts, what are you going to do?
The Colts, unfortunately, need some help on the defensive line because they traded away a couple of key players. So they're going to be taking Kwity Paye out of Michigan.
Yeah, I think that's a good pick.
Defensive end, defensive
I
tackle.
like it. Makes sense to me. West Titans at 22.
Yeah, I think Kwity Paye could go higher too.
Yeah, I
but
would not be surprised at all if he was not available there.
at 22, I'm going to go Zaven Collins out of Tulsa. From what I'm reading on him, because obviously none of us have ever heard of him. He's a big time athlete, can play inside, outside, and can rush the passer, can also play some inside. So I think he becomes a very versatile player for the Titans. So Zaven Collins, 22.
All right, I've got the Jets at 23. Now, I think a lot of people have a player that they believe will go to the Jets. I believe he will too, but I don't think he goes till the second round, being Travis Etienne. So I'm not going to draft Etienne here. If I'm the Jets, I'm addressing another need and hoping that Etienne or a good running back falls to me at my. Do they have the 202?
Yes.
Yeah,
I believe so.
I think they do. So, I believe they got it. So hoping that Etienne comes to them in the second round. And I am drafting Greg Newsome out of Northwestern, a good corner, which is a big need for them. Their defensive, not great. So there's a lot of needs I could have gone with here, but out of the defensive struggles they have at linebacker, corner, and line, I think that Newsome's the best player available. So I'm going with Greg Newsome out of Northwestern.
Just a note there, Jake. Second round on the mock draft I'm looking at, it has the Jets taking Najee Harris.
Okay, but he's already taken.
Yes, he's already taken.
So I'm hoping to get ETN there, or Javonte Williams. I like both of them, honestly.
Yeah.
All right. That leaves James with the Pittsburgh Steelers at pick 24.
All right, so I could go a bunch of ways here. I could go Kyle Trask. I could go Kellen Mond. I like Kellen Mond a lot. I hope I go later. But since it's my team and I like this player this much, and I'm glad you didn't pick him, I will take Travis Etienne here.
Ooh. They need a running back. They need a running back, and with how late they finished in the draft, they probably wouldn't get one.
I would get Najee Harris here, honestly, if he hadn't gone yet. So
okay. All right. Fine. Poor Jets. All right, Mitch, you've got the Jags at pick 25. What are you doing?
It might.
I probably would have done that, James, but that's me.
You might.
Well, it's my team, Jake.
Mitch, go ahead.
You might think, given my track record, that I would draft another offensive lineman to protect my newly drafted quarterback. But I'm not going to do that.
Nice.
Instead, I'm going to look at last year's record where we lost way more games than we won and say, let's get some help on the defensive end. And we're going to start with the D line, and we're going to be taking Christian Barmore from Alabama.
I'm not very familiar with them, but it's definitely a need
Plays for
to
Alabama.
address.
He's good.
Sure. Says all of the Alabama quarterbacks who've always sucked in the NFL. But the defensive players do usually pay off. And I think that's a need they definitely need to address.
He's got a nice length, quickness, athletic.
If you're the Jags, I don't know that there's really a wrong move you can make as long as you're getting a good player. But the position
Trading away the 101, that would be a bad move.
I mean, the position choices, you've got to address so many positions. So it's just whatever one you think is going to last the longest and who's the best available, honestly. So who's next? Wes, you got the Browns?
Me. I was going to take.
Be cool.
I was going to take him with my next pick, but since he's gone, I'm going to go with Gregory Rousseau from Miami. He did not play this year. He sat out just like Jamar Chase, but he logged double-digit sacks as a freshman at Miami and as a redshirt freshman, and then he sat out this year due to COVID. So he got huge potential, and as an edge rusher, he adds a lot of talent to their defensive line. So at 26. I have the Browns adding him to put it on the other side of Myles Garrett.
All right. I like it. I think it's a good pick. This is actually a really fun pick. I'm glad I got the Ravens at 27 because I'm not sure I would have done the same thing that all of you guys do. But if I look at the Ravens from last year and say, what was the greatest weakness they had? It was their passing game.
Quarterback. Oh,
So I think one of the greatest receivers in this draft that's getting slept on because of the names ahead of him is Rashad Bateman. So I'm going to have the Ravens take Rashad Bateman here. He's super shifty. He's 6'2", 210 pounds. I think he's a really good fit for them. And I think he should be a good one receiver to go alongside Hollywood Brown, who's mostly just fast. So I think that'll
Who
be a
did you
good pick
take?
for them. Rashad Bateman, wide receiver out of Minnesota. So, what, does that bum you out, Mitch? You look angry.
Gotta do a Google search here.
I
Okay.
kind of wish that we would have been typing these names out as we went along.
Do you want me?
I can't remember.
No, it doesn't matter now because I'm just
okay.
going to go. I don't know if this person's been picked. Is
I can remember him. Don't worry.
the problem. All right. So I am on the clock for the
Saints.
New Orleans Saints at cornerback. Has Greg Newsom been picked?
Yes.
See, that's what I would say. I don't remember.
It's okay. I can remind you.
All right. I hate to do this because he's tiny, but he's a very good corner, and I will go Asante Samuel Jr. Here.
I mean, he's one of the top three corners. Put him as a slot corner. You're fine.
Good pick.
Well, they need a lot
one.
of help at corner.
Yeah, they do.
They have Marcus Lattimore as the one, so they just need another guy to help. But I like him. He's good. Very good.
Mitch, you got the Packers.
All right.
I hope you-
If I'm the Packers, please give Aaron Rodgers somebody else to throw to.
Yes.
Devontae Smith.
Yes.
He's gone. So
Devontae Adams.
Long time ago.
Adams. Devontae Adams. Please, because Lazard, St. Inquinimus Brown, whatever his name is, the other guy, MVS. Like, these guys just aren't consistent enough, and you're gonna have your MVP out there. Your defensive could use some help on the defense, but I'm doing this. I'm getting a wide receiver, and has Rondale Moore been picked?
He is not.
I will be taking Rondale Moore from Purdue.
I think he's a really good fit. He's very different than the way Devontae Adams plays. He's going to be a slot guy for sure.
I know they need help in the defense because they just get run all over. But
no,
I think some of that is game plan. Like when they played Tennessee last year, like they obviously knew Derrick Henry's going to run the ball forever and ever and ever. They held him to under 100 yards. So it's not that they can't. I just don't think they plan to do that a lot. But if I'm the Packers, I'm definitely taking a wide receiver, and they should have taken a wide receiver last year. But
yeah, and they could have taken Terrace Marshall here as well.
Rondale Moore is the.
I think Rondale Moore is the better fit. Terrace Marshall is more comparable to Devontae Adams, and I don't know that you really need another deep speed guy when you've already got Adams, who can really do everything. But you've already got MVS and Lazard, who both kind of fill that
deep
role.
speed. Yeah.
Yeah. So I like it. I would do the same thing. Mitch, good job.
It's the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
only thing he's ever said nice to you.
Wes, you've got the Bills at 30. What are you doing?
I'm so happy I had the Packers.
All right, so
a
a lot of mock drafts I've seen have the Bills taking linebacker, Jeremiah, whatever from Notre Dame. Yeah, that guy. So they haven't taken him, but they just signed Matt Milano to a big extension. I don't think they use a. I don't think they draft a linebacker in the first round. So I'm going to go Tyson Campbell out of Georgia. Maybe James knows more about him than I do. I don't. All I know is he's great size and he's a very strong physical quarterback.
So
6'2", 180 pounds.
Basically Georgia's defense was no one has rushed 100 yards against them, and that's just because everybody on the team is so physical, strong, and it's just they all play together well. So he's very versatile. I don't know a whole lot specifically about him, but I'm sure he's going to be a good fit with Buffalo, how they play and stuff.
All right, I've got the Kansas City Chiefs at 31 for the second to last pick in the draft, and there's a lot of
I
interest.
just remembered when you have the 31st pick, it means you lost the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there's a lot of needs that they have. It's funny with Tyreek being such an amazing receiver. Wide receiver is actually one of their needs. I mean, Sammy Watkins was someone they had on the field who's pretty much doo-doo. And outside of Tyreek Hill, all
Amazing
you
for
really
week
have-
1.
Yeah, just week 1. And I actually played him week 1, then cut him, and it worked out really, really well. But outside of Tyreek Hill, Mecole Hardman is the really only other receiving option outside
Travis
of
Kelsey.
Travis Kelsey. Exactly.
I mean,
So-
they have 2 of the top 3 receivers in the league.
Did
last
anyone
year.
take Christian Darrisaw out of Virginia Tech?
Yes,
I
Mitch
had
did.
these names
I
down.
did not.
Did anyone take Walker Little out of Stanford?
I did not take Christian Darrisaw.
No,
No.
I thought you picked.
I don't remember that name being said.
Did you pick? You picked another Alabama guy.
A different Alabama guy.
Christian Darrisaw is from Virginia Tech.
Oh, Christian Barmore.
I took- yeah,
That's who
Barmore.
Mitch took. Okay.
Okay, my
I'm
bad.
taking Christian Darrisaw out of Virginia Tech, offensive lineman that'll help protect Mahomes and maybe help CEH get a little more penetration on the line. So that's who I'm going to go with for the Chiefs, and hopefully they'll get a receiver in the second round. So that's who I got. All right, James, close it out with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh, I like this. All right. So they could go quarterback here as well. Brady's got another year. I mean, he might have 8 more years. You just don't know. All right. But they didn't re-sign Antonio Brown, did they?
No.
All right. I think this pick would be perfect for them with how they play, and with the last pick of the first round, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers take Kadarius Toney,
that a running back.
The receiver.
the
No
receiver.
rider.
He
There's-
is the fastest, shiftiest probably guy in the whole draft.
So saying there's not a specific need we really need to address. Rather, let's just load this offense up so people are always open, because they already have Godwin's, Evans, and what's the other little guy? The
Scotty
little
Miller?
guy, Scotty Miller. Yeah. I probably wouldn't do that, but I think it's
He
a fun,
could return kicks and everything.
yeah, I think it's a fun take. I don't hate it, James. Let me look through what I have for their needs. Buccaneers.
I mean, Jason Pierre-Paul's getting up there on the end.
They need a
but
guard. They could use a guard. They could use a running back, an edge rusher.
I could have gone. I was going to go offensive line, but I just without Antonio Brown there, I think he's way better than Scotty Miller. I watched him a lot in college.
So that automatically he's good.
No, I out of all the receivers I saw in the SEC,
Yeah.
he was the one that even over Devontae Smith, like he
Really?
can make a play better than Devontae Smith, like with the ball in his hands, not like get
He's
route
good
running or anything.
rack, a good rack guy.
Yes,
So
very good.
basically, he's no Donovan Peoples-Jones, right?
I watched him since high school.
I was waiting to bring that name up.
Hey, Donovan Peoples-Jones is going to explode this year. Just you wait.
I'm waiting.
All right.
We'll get into an accident.
Whoa. That was fun. I enjoyed that. We should do that every year. Make it a little tradition.
Oh boy.
Maybe a couple weeks from now, right before the draft, maybe we'll actually predict what happens, what we think those teams will do.
Yeah, that would probably be a lot easier.
We
Yeah.
predict everything perfectly.
But that was fun. I'm interested to see what actually happens. I'll post a graphic so we can see that and track it and see what happens. You guys ready for some trivia? I know I am.
Let's do it.
I am.
That is the only reason I'm here.
That's
Great.
why I'm here. As
It's gonna be
Obi-Wan said.
golf. Nice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It is golf, and it is
Ooh.
specifically the Masters, as it just ended. We didn't even talk about the Masters. Congratulations to the first Japanese winner ever of the Masters.
Hideki
Hideki
Matsuyama.
Matsuyama.
Okay,
Becky
thank you.
Matsui.
Hideki Matsuyama.
I had a K in there somewhere. I shouldn't have.
He came out Sunday and was killing it, and
Balled
then
up.
started messing up, and then he started killing it again, and in the end he won. It helps that Xander Shuffley, whatever.
Shoffley.
Had a triple bogey in 15, 16, but whatever.
16th, par 3, 16th.
That's not the problem. He won. First Japanese. Congratulations. Round of applause. Woo-hoo.
Question real quick. Is Zalatoris the guy from Happy Gilmore?
It is
Yes.
not him. It's not him. It
No,
just looks
it's
like it.
not. It just looks
Okay.
like
It
I
looks
want-
just like
I've seen some stuff. I was like, is that really him?
looks just like him though. It's insane. All right, let's get this started.
I love golf.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions. And they're not super difficult. So Mitch is probably gonna win. But we'll start off with the first and the easiest question.
Who won?
Don't say any answers out loud. We're gonna have to do something else probably. Who has the most Masters win and how many?
I got it.
I know you got it. I said it was gonna be easy.
Just have Wes and Jake go first.
All right, we'll start with pick a number 1 through 10, Jake and Wes.
Wait, how does
Six.
points work for this question?
It'll be 2 points.
So
It'll be 3. It'll be 4 if you get them right without multiple choice. Or it'll be 3 because the number is just gonna be worth 1. If you get the name before, you get 2.
I choose the number 5.
Okay.
I choose 8.
Number is always 8. All right. So
What
do you
does
want
that
to go
mean?
first, Jake, or do you want Wes to go first?
I want Wes to go first.
All right, Wesley. You want to guess? You want to wait for multiple choice?
Uh,
Someone we're posting this on YouTube, Wes.
I'm gonna go multiple choice.
All right, Jake.
Let's say Tiger Woods with Masters wins.
Yes.
Say 5.
All right, Mitchell.
Jack Nicklaus 6.
Oh, really?
All right, go into multiple choice. Do you want a multiple choice, Wes? Or you just want to take one of those answers? It's still gonna be one of those two.
I'm just gonna go Jack Nicklaus.
And then how many?
Let's just say 6. Why not?
The answer is Jack Nicklaus with 6 green jackets.
Tiger Woods does have
He
5.
has 5. I just
How
thought that
did
was
I
the
do
most.
that?
All right, well, there goes my next question. All right,
So
so
it's 3-2-0.
my next question was who is second and how many, but y'all ruined that.
Well, I
All right.
knew.
Well, you shouldn't have said anything. You should have let me ask the next question.
Way to go,
Bad
Mitch.
dog. That one's on me.
All right. Who has the largest margin of victory ever in a Masters tournament, and by how many strokes?
I'll wait for multiple choice.
Do I have to give the year?
No, I didn't say anything about a year.
No,
Okay.
who in strokes?
Oh,
We should do the strokes as a guess, and whoever's closest gets a point. And then if you get the person right,
I am the GM.
I'm just saying that'd be a good way to do it.
I'm gonna guess. I could be way
Okay.
off base here, but I do want Wes to decide if he's gonna guess or multiple choice before I say mine.
Wes
multiple
is
choice.
not gonna guess.
I'm gonna say Tiger Woods, and I think it's 12.
All right, multiple choice. A, Jack Nicklaus. B, Arnold Palmer. C, Tiger Woods. Or D, Justin Johnson.
I think I'm
Jake-
wrong.
Who's
Jacob.
first? I'll go with Dustin Johnson. Do you want us to guess the number of strokes
Yeah.
for whoever's closest?
Yeah.
Say 18. That's too many. Can I lower mine?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna say 9.
All right. Wesley.
It's a lot more realistic.
In all honesty, I was going to pick this number, Jake, but I'm gonna go because I like his drink, Arnold Palmer. I'm gonna go 8 strokes.
All right. The correct answer is Tiger Woods with a 12-stroke win.
So no one got it.
No,
I got it.
Mitch got it straight on.
Oh, he did.
Yes.
I believe it was 1997.
Couldn't tell you.
He was
Nice job,
21.
Mitch. So Mitch gets 2.
Yes. So Mitch is. There's probably no way Mitch is going to lose. All right.
5-2-0.
All right. How many albatrosses have happened at the Masters tournament? An
Ooh.
albatross is just a double eagle. So basically,
Totally
a
knew
2
that.
on a par 5, or a hole in 1 on a 4.
Yeah. So a hole in 1 and a 3 is not an albatross. Just
No,
It's-
it's
just
It's an
clarifying
eagle.
for the crowd. Just clarifying.
for the crowd. Yes.
All right, Mitchell, you are first.
I'm gonna wait till there's multiple choice.
It's just a number. Just say a number.
Whoever's closest gets it.
Yes. And if it's not Mitch, I will make it double worth points.
3.
All right, Wesley.
So you said how many albatrosses have there been since
All
when?
time.
Ever.
All
All
time.
time.
Albatross
Yeah.
all time. 5.
I would say 6.
All right.
I bet it's a lot more.
I bet it's 4.
The answer is 4.
No way.
So.
So me and Mitch split a
All right,
point.
here. No, let's do this. We'll do this.
Just give me and Wes each a
No.
point, and Jake gets nothing.
Yeah.
All right, sure. All right, so the score is Mitch has 6, Wes has 1, 3, sorry, and
Jack Nicklaus, bro.
Jake has 1. Correct?
I have
If
0.
not, I give him a sympathy 1.
Hey, a sympathy point. I'll take it.
All right. Oh, I do have 5 questions still. All right. Who won the very first Masters tournament 85 years ago?
Jeez.
That's a great question.
Okay, Google.
I would like to guess.
Who
No,
won
I'm
the
kidding.
first Masters?
I should know that. I'll wait for multiple choice.
I will wait as well.
All right. Wes, you go first. And the possible answers are
Tiger Woods.
A, Harry Cooper. B, Craig
Gary Cooper
Wood.
was an actor.
Hold on. Who's the second guy?
Craig Wood.
That's what the 3 wood was named after.
3 is Gene Sarrazin. And D is Horton Smith. This is worth 2 points.
What was the third guy?
Gene Sarrazin.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
go with
remember-
Greg Wood.
Who was the second guy?
Craig Wood.
Craig
I'm
Wood.
gonna go with the hairy man. I'm gonna go with Harry Cooper.
Okay.
Dean.
Jake, what did you say?
Craig Wood.
Sid Wood.
And what did you say, Mitch?
Gene.
Gene
Sarrazin.
Sarrazin. All right. The very first Masters, and he won a total of, I believe, 3. He won 2 of the first 3. Was Horton Smith, the only person none of y'all said.
Excellent.
Oh my goodness.
Nailed it.
Who knows golf trivia? Let's be honest.
Well, maybe because the Masters just win. If you win, you can choose what you want, but you don't win.
I'm
You
not
never win.
I'm not criticizing you. I just
No,
don't know-
no,
Sounds like
it's
a
okay.
criticize.
I just don't know golf trivia.
All right.
Jeez, James.
Besides, we'll make this interesting. In the last 5 years,
Oh, I haven't
3
followed
Americans have won and 2 other countries have won, not including this year. So really the last 6 years. What countries were they from? And if you can tell me who they are, which I don't think you're going to be able to tell me at least one of them.
that. I like looked at this list like 3 times this week, and I can't tell you who it is.
Go with England
Just-
and Ireland.
All right, Jake says England, Ireland. Mitchell.
I'm pretty sure one of them's Spain, and I'll say Spain and England.
All right, Wesley.
I'm gonna go Spain and Scotland.
The answer is Spain and England. I'm trying to give y'all a chance to come back, but it's just not working. Okay.
I mean, Mitch got them both anyway.
Okay. I'm just trying to make up questions on the fly to help y'all out.
How about we just let Mitch win?
I don't
Mitch
I like
want
these
to-
questions. I know the answers.
Honestly, in Mitch's defense, he's usually the one that knows the least about it, and this is the one time
No,
where
he
he
got it.
absolutely destroys us.
Was it Sergio something that won the
Garcia,
Spanish?
yeah.
Yes. I remember
Sergio.
that.
I
one.
was going to ask who were the last 5 winners. Let's just ask it. Who were the last 5 winners of the Masters,
Including this year?
including this year?
So are we doing it as a question? Because I know the last 3.
But there's really no way y'all can catch up to Mitch. So let's just work on it together, I guess. Go ahead.
All right. Well, this year's Hideki
Hideki
Matsuyama.
Maybe I could guess since I know the least.
Last year's Dustin
ahead.
Johnson.
then
Dustin
Tiger
Johnson,
Woods.
Patrick Reed.
Tiger
No.
Woods, then Patrick Reed.
Weed.
Tiger Woods
Then
was
Sergio.
2019.
All right. Well, y'all are
20.
saying. All right. Let's start with last year. This year you got last
Hideki
year,
Matsuyama.
and then you said
Hideki.
last year.
Last year was
Johnson.
Dustin Johnson.
Okay, year before that.
Woods.
Tiger
Okay,
Woods.
year before that.
Patrick Reed.
Yep.
Sergio.
Yep. I'm impressed y'all got that. I didn't think y'all would get Patrick
And
Reed,
then
honestly.
Phil Mickelson.
no,
No, that was the England one. Was the Danny
the year before that
Whiteley?
was the George,
Danny
George
Whiteley?
Speed?
Danny Duffy.
Whitley?
Willett.
Willett.
Who won in 2015?
Jordan Spieth,
2014.
Bubba Watson.
2013.
I don't
You got to
know.
get a life, Mitch.
but
He's a
Bubba Watson won.
machine.
Bubba Watson won in 2012.
What year did Adam Scott win?
2013.
I knew that.
All right. That's all I have. Congratulations, Mitchell. You have to come back next week because then you have to do the trivia. So you kind of put yourself in a pickle here.
Which is like, dang it. I had plans next week.
Does it
Like,
have to
don't
be
forget.
Does it have to be sports trivia?
Yes.
Just checking.
All right.
Can I
Anyways,
do esports?
Like, this trivia
No.
will be
it
theater
can be
based.
any sports trivia you want. We've done Olympic sports trivia before.
We've
If you
done
wanna do
rock and
table-
roll.
If you want, if you want to do table tennis, you can. It just needs to be a sport.
The spelling bee. Yes.
No, not the spelling bee. All right. This has been the Swing Bump Podcast. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. That was a fun one. It's been a while. I think we'll have a good one next week too.
You watch this on
Um,
YouTube.
You
I
can
got
watch
it.
this on YouTube. I will be publishing it tonight. It'll be on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen to shows. But you already know that because you're already listening. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and tell all your
Patreon.
friends about us. Yeah, Patreon. Who cares about Patreon? I don't really care about the money. Oh, we got our first sponsor. He'll be we'll be putting plugs in for his show his company starting next week. So look
Wisconsin
forward to
Knights.
that. What's that?
All the Wisconsinites.
To all the you Wisconsinites, yes, you'll be able to use their services. All right. Thanks so much, guys, for being on the show. Wes, James, Mitch, have a good night. I'll see you guys later, and we'll catch you.